Well, hello. This is Madeline, and I'm just checking in to see if you are able to hear me. I'm still learning this new setup that I have in my temporary location, and so just want to make sure that I am able to be heard. So let me know. I think it's all good. And I am excited to share with you today. And I gotta say, happy Valentine's Day. How special to be able to do a live right on Valentine's Day. And I have a Valentine, well, it could be a Valentine card, put it that way. But I'm going to also show you how it does not need to be a Valentine card. It's just a really cool technique. And it is a quilt block card. I have never done one of these before, so this was pretty exciting for me to make. This was at a demonstrator meeting that we had here on Vancouver Island, and that's one of the most exciting things about being a demonstrator, other than you get a great discount, is that you are able to gather together with other demonstrators and oh my goodness, the tips and the ideas, and wow, what a community, not only friends, but yeah, it's just so amazing. So we got together, and Vancouver Island's unique that way, is that we get to meet with not just our city or our town, we meet all across Vancouver Island, and absolutely love it. And this was one of the cards that one of the gals made that did a make and take, and her name was Kathy Newman. And anyway, these ideas came, and she shared the lady's name. Let's see if I can get it right. It's Julie Heitz, Heitz, who is on YouTube. And you can look up her video as well. But that's who made this, well, very similar to this card, using the beautiful marbled elegance. And it really is elegant, as I think you can see. Can you see the gold flicks that are in there? It is very pretty. So, if you are joining me, let me know you're here, and just so thankful that you're able to join me, as it's so much more fun to do together with others. And if you're catching me later on the live, whether it be here, there's Marjorie, good morning. Or if you're catching me later on the replay on Facebook or on YouTube, definitely leave a note for me, a little comment, so that I know you're there. Marjorie, can you hear me? I'm just double checking to make sure that my new system in my temporary location is working. That would be awesome if you can let me know that. So, we are going to get started. I am going to make you a Valentine's card, or one with hearts, put it that way. And if later on you stay, you will see how I made one totally separate that is not necessarily a Valentine card at all. But can you see how we made the hearts? So by quilting these blocks, we actually made them into hearts. And so that's what I'm going to show you today. You can hear me. Good. Thank you. All right. Now, when you make a quilt, I'm not a quilter, but of course, I absolutely admire anybody who does quilting because, oh man, it is so beautiful. I love handmade quilts. And of course, I love homemade cards. So we're going to merge the two today. And to make a block card, of course, you need a block, which is a square. And when you're using a square, the best card template, at least that I find, is using the book fold. So with this book fold, if you were going to use a ribbon, you want to be able to put that inside here right now. But I am not going to use a ribbon in this card. Everything's dropping on me here. So we're going to just close this up by putting some glue in there and just pressing on that binding fold here. Okay, and then one of the pieces, and I will post all the measurements so that you have it too. And what did I do with it? Oh, okay. What did I do with it? I obviously accidentally cut it. Oh boy. I'll tell you, getting things organized in two places and looking after my son these days, it's been a little bit of a challenge. I am so thankful I get to craft because, oh my goodness, that is my therapy. And what would I do without all you lovely ladies? Oh, this is what keeps me going. So now we got our piece. So this piece here is 1 by 4. And of course, we want to adhere this. And we got to decide, which way are we going to go? I think I'm going to go with this side. But again, it's your choice. You can choose whatever one you like. And that's the beautiful thing about our DSP is that there are two sides. So now I am going to choose the same. I did choose this pattern. Now you could use two different papers, which would be two different patterns. In both of my cards here, I actually chose ones that were just easy to flip, and then I could just do all the measurements all with one paper and then decide which side I wanted to use. So, I mean, technically you could use this side. I think I'm going to go this side because my other one I used this side. So let's flip it around. So as you can see here, I used the swirly one that has the gold. So I'm going to switch it around to give you more ideas of what you can do. So we're going to put it here. Marjorie, have you ever done a quilt card? I never have. Okay, now we're going to get building. So we got all our pieces. Let's see if I can find my paper so I can give you the sizes, but I will post them. So this is the white piece that we are going to later adhere everything to, but we are just going to put this up here for now because now we're going to start building. So now we are going to use, which side will I use? This is again where it's doesn't really matter. So I think we're going to use this side because then I can see where the gold is. And basically, if you were making a quilt, you would be making a whole bunch of squares. And Julie had this great, you never have. Ah, there you go. I know, I got excited about making mine too. And instead of making 4 squares and trying to piece it all together, all we're going to do is glue these two pieces onto this piece. So this square is 3 by 3. And these pieces are, just have to double check. Yes, 1.5 by 1.5, and you're going to need 2. So now is we're going to put the glue, whatever adhesive you use. I like to use, of course, the liquid glue because it gives you some time to wiggle it around. So see, I'm going to slide it, and I'm going to make sure that it is lined up on both sides exactly in the corner. Okay, so now we're going to do the same thing with this side. So it just makes so much more sense than having to cut so many different pieces. So now we're going to do the same thing. And if you match these two sides, look at how it matches perfect in the middle. So beautiful. Okay, so now we have the base. So now what we're going to do is we have we have several other squares. This bigger square, let me look it up here. I got to take a peek. Oh boy, I got to look. This is the interesting size. I have to use a ruler. I don't know if anybody else is good with numbers and measurements. No, my trusty ruler. This is 1 5/16. okay, of a square. And this one is a little bit easier. This one is 1 1/8. And so what we have to do with this one is we're going to take not the very small ones, but this medium-sized square, and we're going to put our adhesive on here. And now we are going to line it up so it matches right on the seam. And if we line up 3 of the seams, then we know that the 4th one will line up. So we put that on there like that. And then now we're going to take this square, which is the odd size, 1 5/16, and we're going to put the adhesive on there. And now we are going to crisscross it. So we are going to kind of hover it there. So what I'm looking at is these points to be about the same. I gotta put it up so I can see. This is why I find the liquid glue definitely for this one definitely makes a difference, because then you can move it as you need it. Got some glue on there. There we go. Okay, so you can see by doing that, we have almost created heart, but we're not done yet. You have these teeny little pieces, and those little pieces are 1/2 inch by 1/2 inch. Whew, small, but that's okay. We can do it. And not cutting this way, we're going to make it like the diamond, and then we're going to cut right across, which is going to make a triangle. So we're going to do the same thing with both of these. So you look at as a diamond and go right across, and I eyeball it. I find that, especially with our lovely Stampin' Up! Paper snips, they are just so accurate and so sharp and so good that it works really well for me. So we could put glue on there. I am actually going to cheat because I'm just going to put a teeny little bit of glue. And now what we're going to do is we're going to just put a little bit of glue in these 4 corners. So one here and one more here. Okay, let's close up my glue so it doesn't dry out. And now we're going to do the finishing touch in that we're going to take this and we're going to put it, let's move it up so you can see. I gotta slide it in there. So again, you want the edge to be lined up exactly here, but you want that point to line up to that line there. So we're going to do the same thing with all of these. So just put that on and then I can slide it in there. Oops, I'm getting glue all over my finger. And I do this one. Same thing. Slide it in. And again, it's got to line up. So yes, you could put glue on the back of these. I don't know. I just find as long as you don't put too much glue, you don't want to put too much glue because otherwise then it's just going to go oozing out of there and make a mess. But yeah, then you can slide it back if you need to. So now we have created hearts. Look at those hearts. Okay. So now we have, you like this? Oh, there are so many papers, and you'll see the other one that I did, and yeah, hopefully it will just spark you to using up some of the designer paper that we have, Marjorie. Absolutely. Now we could leave it like this, but as you can see, we embossed, and actually I realized she embossed the edge. I didn't emboss the edge. Oh dear. But we are going to emboss this. And I thought, because we're making hearts, what would be really cool is if we use this set. Now, this set is a hybrid, and I love how they have, there's one more die over here. They have all these beautiful hearts, and this is in the annual catalog, and I love so many options with this. But of course, I love my hybrid. And this one is a hybrid where you can emboss, but you can also cut. So it is so cool how you can do that. Now, I don't want to cut, but I want to emboss. And I actually we'll do that right now. So just excuse me as I will be right behind me here, but I am going to lay this. Now you could make it so that you get a little bit of 4 hearts. I am going to try it so that I am going to get one in the middle. Let's see if it works. So I'm just going to hold it there. And of course you could choose emboss or deboss. I am going to emboss. So I am looking at the logo side. I think, oh, maybe down a smidge. Sorry, this part, just eyeball it. Okay, so you can see how I've got that centered in there. Okay, I'm just going to go right behind me here and emboss it. Always remember to put your hinge in first and then use the platform and number 4 embossing plate. And look at this magic. Ta-da! Look at that. Can you see it? Look how it's embossed in the middle. Just and then even though it's only on these corners, look at the little hearts that are still all the way around. So it's just another idea because she used the celebration folder, and you can see how the starbursts are just all over, and it looks amazing. So you could use so many of our folders to be able to make that center. But I thought it'd be kind of fun to try this one. All right. Okay, so now we are going to get ready here to adhere this. So now we are going to put this on our white paper, which I believe is, oh boy, I better check again. 3¼ by 3¼ So yes, it is a lot of squares. Well, not a lot, quite a few squares that you've got to cut out, but that's how we can do the quilting. So very nice. Yes, and I'm using paper, not fabric. Boy, oh boy, in my younger years, I did some sewing, but I gotta say, it wasn't my favorite thing. But paper crafting, different story. I love paper crafting. So now we are going to take this and put this on to our white just to give it a pop. So just like that. And then we are going to now glue that onto here. And put it like that. Now put this onto here like that. We're going to center it just, and this is again, when we make a normal card size, it's a rectangle, not a square. And so this is why the book fold works so well, because then we're dealing with a square that we are using right here. And of course, then we could do the inside as well. But I have, let's hope I brought them back. Okay. Let's see if I can find them quickly. If not, well, I brought them, but I can't find them. Is these beautiful hearts. So again, this is an online that just like the marble paper, and I absolutely love those beautiful gold hearts. Obviously, I lost one. This is the joy of traveling. Excuse me. And in this particular one, she cut out a gold heart and we did XOXO. So gives you lots of ideas of how we can do this kind of card. So I would definitely put those heart embellishments to add on to this. But that again is another way. Now I'm going to show you another color that I did, and I used the Countryside DSP, and I made this one. And because the colors are more stark, these ones kind of blend together a little bit more. These ones are definitely more contrast, which of course we see so often in quilting. So this paper really screamed the quilt card to me. And what I did here is I used, again, this beautiful set here that has these dies, and I used one of these hearts to put in the middle. But if you didn't want to have it so heart focused, you could put a sentiment in the middle or whatever you like. But isn't that ever beautiful how you can use that designer paper to create so many different ways? So there we have it, ladies. So under this video, I will post the sizes so that you have the sizes, and I would love to see what you create. Let's try some of the other designer paper. And actually, I was going to do one with this, and I might still do one. I was thinking the pastel colors and making it into a baby card. Hearts and babies? Why not? So you don't have to make it just a Valentine's card. And so I would love to see, ladies, what you do. And I appreciate you joining me. If you go to my website, you'll be able to see what all I'm offering. Um, I forgot to put it in front of me, but I am offering a real cool a scrapbook class that you can do virtually, or you can make together with us online or in person. You're going to make one. Right on. I want to see it, Marjorie. Thank you very much. All right, ladies. So we'll see you next time. So the next time I will be doing Let's Create Together, which is going to be on Tuesday at 10 a.m. But Monday I will post the measurements and the sizes so you can create along with me. But here today, I will see you again also the following Friday at 10 a.m. or later on replay or on YouTube. Thanks so much. Bye for now.